So in 2021, I started a little replay of one of the best Mii games, Miitopia. I downloaded the goofiest assortment of characters, and whenever it came time to cast characters, I would spin a wheel and see who ended up in the story. That kicked off 5 years of channel lore we've been passively growing from that playthrough and continued through our life sim games. With Tomodachi Life living the dream, using many of these characters and more, I figured it was the perfect time to give you guys the full recap of our channel lore as of April 2026. Sit back and relax as I unbox the drama for you guys. Even though the lore started in Miitopia, inZOI is set up as our prequel to that. One thing you should know, Princess Peach is a character constantly at the center of the drama in this world, and our strongest magic user. Her superpower is gaslighting and girl bossing, but how did she get here? inZOI follows the main Mario girls of Peach, Daisy, Rosalina, and Pauline. Rosalina kind of does her own thing and focuses on being a mom, while the other three are in a constant love triangle. Rosalina, though, is the first to find love with this random dude, and they marry to have a kid, Lumali. But then we find out this dude is super secretive, and that's because he's been having a text message affair with 3 other women. So naturally, the girls handle this how they do best. Daisy runs him over and kills him with her car. After this, Rosalina and Daisy actually become best friends, so I take it Rosie is eternally grateful. Speaking of Daisy, she is our character used to test bad karma in this game and commit crimes. But her love interest of Pauline is committed to having a good reputation to help have a strong career. They have strong feelings for each other, but their values constantly clash. Peach has a crush on both of them, but is always sadly an afterthought. Until, in a play to make Pauline jealous, Daisy begins marrying men and killing them. Then, she escalates this into marrying Peach. Peach is happy thinking she's finally found a happily ever after, but Pauline and Daisy are smooching at the wedding itself, and eventually Peach does catch them in a moment that crashed my game. She refuses divorce at first, but eventually caves as Daisy and Pauline want to marry and have their own daughter to raise alongside Rosie's kids. Peach, heartbroken and warped by toxicity, goes off to make her own name for herself in a brand new world. Enter Miitopia. My Mii, the Emily of Cookie Dough, embarks on a hero's journey to save the faces stolen off of the innocents. Stolen by the cruel F-boy emoji. On her journey, she becomes friends with Pope Patrick Star. Later, they pick up Eggman the Thief and Peach the Pop Star. Wonder where she got that idea from. And the Core 4 is born. Emily and Peach become besties, and Patrick and Eggman become something a little more. But Peach, now having major insecurities and watching the men in the group fall for each other, starts power scaling to, no joke, be the strongest and scariest character in our lore. Like, she would get into fights with Eggman mid-battle, then brainwash him to forget they were fighting, while still holding the grudge on her end, then would physically attack him over something he had no memory of. Pauline and Daisy did a number on her. Tragedy strikes when Emily's party is stolen in the night, causing her to meet other party members such as the Emoji Brothers, Robin from Fire Emblem, Bayonetta, Jimmy Neutron, and Princess This. This is all the context for them, but they will be an incredibly important character later on. Eventually, everyone reunites and the parties merge, but by this point, Emily has lost her mind a little bit and believes she's powered by photosynthesis. And their once great sage, EA Games, was corrupted by the power of paywalls and was now their final boss. As the group reunites, new dynamics pop up. The children, aka Jimmy Neutron and the Flush Emoji, both have crushes on their fellow war child, Princess This. Bayonetta and Peach grow closer and develop a strong bond. Robin develops a crush on the Cursed Emoji. then, the incident. Eggman, a man already basically married to Patrick, sneaks into Kirst's room and proposes. They have been having an affair, and Robin sadly watches from the window, immediately telling Patrick. Things are tense for a bit as the party synergy is in shambles before the final battle. However, in the last hour, Patrick and Eggman repeatedly sacrifice themselves for the others and each other, saving the world with their love. EA Games is freed and the evil spirit is contained within Kermit the Frog. Next up is Sims 1. After the battle, seeing how Emily's mental health is held together with dental floss, the gang decides to move to the suburbs for a nice and peaceful life. Emily adopts Princess This as her alien daughter posing as a normal schoolgirl. They move in with Peach and Bayonetta and begin normal civilian life. However, Bayonetta catches feelings for Peach and the two share a nice kiss. She falls even harder, but Peach just takes it as girls being girls and friend zones her hard. There is a constant rift between the two from this. A big party is held one day, and Emily, wanting to lift her spirits up, drowns the F-boy emoji. He was always creeping on the family anyway. But in the process, accidentally killed this Sims 1 guy named Eldon Hick as well. What she didn't know is that the next day, the F-boy emoji's ghost floated about, but Eldon Hicks was nowhere to be found. That's because he is in fact Elden Ring Hick, and he is a tarnished. The other families in the neighborhood include Patrick and Eggman, who have adopted Jimmy Neutron and bring him over for playdates with Princess This all the time. There's also the infamous Goth family, where Bella is always friendly, but Mortimer and Bayonetta have this deep rivalry we'll get into later. As time passes, the gang moves to Pleasantville for our Sims 2 playthrough. The girls still raise Princess This as she goes through a rebellious teen phase with her friend Jimmy Neutron as they miss the war days of Miitopia. Emily adopts pets Yoshi and Bonkers and sets them on the road to employment to make money for the expensive area. Peach and Bayonetta finally escape the friend zone and enter a real relationship, resulting in their first marriage. The judgmental Mortimer Goth boos these ladies at the proposal, so Bayonetta beats him up, leading to a lifetime of on-site hatred. After the wedding, though, the happiness is short-lived as Bayonetta is caught having doubts and starts flirting with others, leading Peach to divorce her and kick her out of the house. Both Peach and Princess This try out the dating scene after the devastation of the house breakup has sunk in. Princess This has a lovely date with Angela Pleasant. Meanwhile, Peach gets set up with a cop that is a little too crazy even for Peach, and she ends it there. However, this results in this officer of the law lighting a bag of poop on fire and leaving it on the porch. 911 is called, however, again, this woman is a cop, so they cover it up and charge Peach for making a false call. Luckily though, Princess This had such a good date that the Pleasant family sent their own mafia empire out to protect them, so that's cool. Bayonetta is still in the friend group with everyone and going on her own dates, but can't bring herself to remarry anyone else after Peach. They begin to reconnect to explore if there is indeed a happy future for them. Had My Sims 3 game worked, the plot would have been setting up the soft reboot needed for our Sims 4 lore. Unfortunately, we were never able to get around to a Sims 3 playthrough in the past year, but I'm still hoping to revisit these ideas someday. As we originally played Sims 4 right after Miitopia, some timeline stuff had to be adjusted. Similar to how our master manipulator Peach is the strongest magic user, Princess This would have grown into the smartest character in the lore. They would have been burdened between living normal college life with girlfriend Angela Pleasant, I know Sims 3 is a prequel, I would have used the time machine to justify any and all plot holes. And torn between that and researching how to control space and time. Since Princess This is our alien sim child that was originally no more than a JPEG meme given sentience, she becomes self-aware and wishes to find a way back to their true identity and purpose. She feels an indescribable pull towards the Pokemon universe, but misses the Miiverse as well. My sim would have warned her against this research, causing a rift where her rebellious side kicks in and creates a universe, rebirth contraption thingy, aka more of the time machine. This would revert everyone back to their post-Miitopia state to start again in a fresh Sims 4 world, one where Princess This is collectively raised by the group instead of having any ties to Emily, and they can continue research to get back to their Mii form next. Princess This would have promised to find Angela again, however upon seeing her in the Sims 4 world, would let her go live her own happy life safe from their research. Other side plots would have been Bayonetta and Peach attempting a relationship of some kind again, the Emoji family moving back into town to cause a rift between Patrick and Eggman's marriage, and the origins of the Goth family. So Sims 4 is a soft universe reboot back to after Miitopia. The characters still feel like they have history with each other's but don't quite remember the details. Princess This, Jimmy Neutron, and the Flushed Emoji are all kids again but aged up to young adults throughout the years playing this file. Princess This changes things to be raised with the girl boss household of Peach, Bayonetta, and Robin instead of Emily. They also change it so that their friend Jimmy Neutron is raised with the Emoji household instead of Eggman and Patrick. Speaking of Eggman and Patrick, they of course find their way back to each other again. Their relationship is suddenly accelerated when Patrick gets a call saying he must get married in a week to receive some inheritance money. However, after a dramatic house fire proposal, Eggman does end up accepting. They end up having a daughter, Sage, and moving into a nice little tropical home away from the drama. Until an emotional affair occurs between Eggman and the cursed emoji again without me prompting it. They nearly get divorced, but work through it. Going into Tomodachi Life though, they will be separated to see if they can make their way back to each other a third time. Peach and Bayonetta also make their way back to each other, with Bayonetta again falling first but Peach falling harder. And they decide to elope. However, the cheating also happens again. This time Bayonetta is flirting with the resurrected F-boy emoji. Divorce too follows. Yet this is not the end because as time passes, they forgive each other and replan the wedding. The wedding is beautiful, and tragically, Bayonetta drowns the same day. As a ghost, their recent marriage is severed and Bayonetta pursues the F-boy emoji again on her path to rebirthing, leaving Peach heartbroken. Peach does become a famous actress though by using her manipulation abilities from Miitopia that she somehow retained here, as well as connecting to her mermaid past from her Showtime days. She wasn't really supposed to have powers here, but she found a way and she scares me. Bayonetta is about to rebirth, but before she can move on, her last desire is to woohoo with Peach in outer space. They reconnect, do just that, then Bayo leaves Peach's side to reincarnate as a baby named Cereza. As Cereza grows up, she remembers a connection to Peach, but Peach is in denial and refuses to raise her, reconnect in the future, or answer any of her questions. Robin ends up being the one to raise Cereza after her attempts to pursue the cursed emoji and even Princess Peach were one-sided and rejected. So, Cereza is her daughter and priority now. As Cereza becomes a teenager, she ages up at the same time Sage does. So they start to become close and date after a while, eventually ending up becoming fairies together. Aww. My sim, meanwhile, has been running several successful businesses, including an Olive Garden, an apartment complex based off my college dorms from hell, and a vampire fight club. By the way, Jimmy Neutron is a vampire. Both he and the flushed emoji competed for Princess This Is Love, but she couldn't fully give her heart to either. But while running the apartment complex, the SquarePants household moved in, and I witnessed Mr. Krabs and Squidward kissing. Mr. Krabs then came up to my sim and said, "By the way, I like men," unprompted. Then my sim gets a call a day later from Peach saying she and Mr. Krabs are engaged when they had never spoken before. It's clearly a publicity stunt to cover up Mr. Krabs' little kiss and to give the illusion that Peach is of a sound mind. I think they do learn to become true friends in the marriage, but it is fake as hell. My sim also held a dating competition for the singles or affair wanters of the area to see if they could find the one, including Squidward, Elden Ring characters, Bella Goth, and the Phantom of the Opera. I thought the Phantom and Ronnie were close, but she ended up getting sent home. Instead of following her, the Phantom gets in a love triangle with Bella Goth and Squidward for our final 3. Squidward is tossed away once again as the Phantom and Bella Goth are set to be married. Or so we think. At the wedding ceremony, the Phantom hits on Bella's teenage daughter in front of everyone. She divorces him an hour into the marriage and runs off with Squidward, who she was kissing before the ceremony anyway. I have a loser's household where my Elden Ring character and Ronnie were starting to get close, just like in my Elden Ring playthrough, but the Phantom literally keeps interrupting them. I mention him so much because even though he's new to the lore, he's been nothing but a menace. Comment here when he commits a crime in our Tomodachi Life playthrough. So now we're set up for Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. We're gonna say Princess This shifted realities again to get certain people over to Cookie Dough Island and back in the Mii world. After learning of the 70 character limit, unfortunately not everyone is gonna make the jump, but they will be preserved back in the Sims 4 file if they do not end up in Tomodachi Life. For example, the Emoji family, Sims-specific characters, Jimmy Neutron, Sage, and Cereza will stay in The Sims 4, but the part of Bayonetta's soul still connected to Peach will respawn as her Bayo 1 version on the island. Peach, by the way, is in the demo with me and my Fire Emblem husband, Ash, and despite my plans to bring all her exes and all her Mario love interests over, she has caught the eye of my boy. So, you can see that drama in our episode 0 of Tomodachi Life where we played the demo. I'm very excited for this final list of characters though, and think it'll make for a very dramatic playthrough. And if your fave didn't make the final list seen here, I hope to eventually replay Miitopia one day and recast our legacy lore characters as a proper send-off when we're ready to reboot stuff again. We'll keep following the Mario ladies in the inZOI prequel we have set up, as well as use Paralives to explore whatever favorite couples emerge from Tomodachi Life. So, if this is your entry point to the lore, welcome on board. We're happy to have you, and I will be playing this game for all my streams for the rest of the month. As a variety channel, I'll add back other stuff soon, like Miitopia and Zelda, but I am beyond hyped for this game and the creative stories I can craft from it. As of posting this video, Tomodachi Life will be available in a few days. So if you're interested, please subscribe here or give me a follow over on Twitch to watch the drama unfold live. See you guys soon!